Good day, everyone. It's 1 o'clock, time to get started on our next roll. This one is a 1957 D roll. It is from the American Trust Company, San Francisco, California. Looks like I've got Eric Beyer and Joe McBride here with me. I appreciate you guys showing up. And I will keep moving along, and eventually other people will show up, I'm sure. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start prying this roll open. I start on the high points of the roll where the cut is in the paper. Oops. I move over a little bit so you can see. So I start where the cut is in the paper. And then I just pry the roll apart. Little plastic tool I have here. Wade Reynolds, how you doing, buddy? And here we go, poking on around the side. Got that end open. Looks just like that when it's open. Flip it over and hold the other end together with my fingers so that it doesn't spill out. And then start working on this other end. Get this one pried open. After you get it started, it's not that difficult. It's just hard to start. There we go. Then I open it up. Always bring the wrapper over the coins. That determines the direction of the roll, which one's coin number 1 and which one's coin number 50. Hey, Kelly. Real careful to get the paper completely unwrapped from the coins so I don't mess the coin stack up any. And there we are, ready to go. So I've got my coins here. Now I need my flip inserts. Just like that. My camera thing is just a little bit cattywampus here. There we go. Yeah. I guess nothing's going to work 100%, but we're doing pretty well. Alright. Let's see if I get these in there the right way this time. Oops. And that would be the right way. I'm just going to move my coins out of the way just a little bit. There's coin number 1 is going to be for Bulldog. Let's go ahead and get coin number 1 out and see what we've got. And I've got the wrong thing showing on screen. There we go. Ooh, coin number 1 appears to be a nice RPM already. Very nice RPM here. Ooh. Started hearing my voice from downstairs. I am the Great Oz. Silence! So you can see this is a really nice RPM here. Big fat serifs on the lower and the big fat split on the upper. Nice earlier die-state coin. This is what I like right off the bat. I'll tell you that for sure. Let's take a look up top and see if we have anything going on there. It appears we don't on the eye. Nothing in the trust. And nothing on the Liberty Bibbity. Now I flip it over real quick and take a look at the reverse. Even though 1957D is not really known for any double die reverses, we're going to prove them wrong one of these days. We're going to discover one. Nice big ugly carbon spot on that one. It's really not the way I like to start, but this was exposed to the air for over 60 years. "63 years now this coin's been sitting on the end of a roll. And now Bulldog has it. And it is an RPM, so I'm going to set it on my RPM stack, and I'll move on to coin number 2 now. And what does coin number 2 show us? Well, not a doubled eyelid. It's not an RPM. Doesn't appear to be a double die obverse. Flip it over, take a look at the reverse, and see what happened on the reverse. Nothing there either. Alright, so that's going to be our first normal coin for the rolls, coin number 2. And we'll take a look at coin number 3 here. This one's going to go to Adam Connor. Adam Connor in coin number 3. Got another one of our really fat RPMs there, except this one's got a few little scrape marks right on the mint mark. That doesn't help us a whole lot. But it is the same die as coin number 1. Relatively early die state. Has some small die scratches in and around the date area. Here's the reverse of that coin. Doesn't appear as though we're going to run into anything. There's a big giant die dot below the C. Makes for a good marker. And that's coin number 3. Now coin number 4 is Paul Hampton. Sharp eye for coins. How you doing today? Another big day in copper coins land. We're going to be hunting down the 1957D. See if we can see any of the RPMs there. We've already found one. Looking to see what we can find for other references for the 57D Lincoln cents. We've got plenty. The number of double die obverses, most of them involve Liberty. In the Liberty area. We've found some of those in reveals before. So I haven't seen anything yet today as far as that's concerned. You got a couple of dozen repunch mint marks 1957D, and we found a couple of examples of one of them. Die scratch under the chin. Is that on the RPM that we're finding? Oh, I found more than one of those. What was the other coin I found? Let's see. I get my trusty loop out because I missed one of them. It's not that coin. It's that one. Die scratch under the chin, heading southeast, yes. Not in front of the bow tie, but it's not directly under the chin. It's under the throat, more or less. There's a number of fine die scratches going from the chin southeast to the date. Not sure if you mean that or not. Sorry, folks. I had to get myself straightened out just a little bit here. Now, coin number 5 is going to go to Wanda. 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 Okay, nothing there. No RPM do I see. Moving right along. Let's take a look at the eye real quick. Nothing around the eye. Filled lower half of the B, that's a die chip. Shantanu Singh, we will be selling the places for these rolls during the Tuesday night auction. Starts at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Usually runs till about 10 o'clock Eastern time, and it's around 10 o'clock where we sell the spots for the new roll reveals. Right at the end of the auction. Sometimes I mix them in, but most of the time they're at the end of the auction. There's also times where I'll be offering rolls on Facebook. Directly on Facebook, you come to the Copper Coins Facebook page. You find a roll being offered and you're one of the first 50 to comment. You'll get yourself into that. Okay. And nothing there. Nice bright coin. Some very nice bright coins in this roll. Not finding anything there. I'll move on to the next one. Coin number 7. Coin number 7 goes to Sireg. And let's see what Sireg gets. Well, there's another one of our RPMs. One for Sireg. There's your die scratch under the chin, Eric. That's what I was talking about. I don't know if it's going to be the same one, but that's what I'm talking about. That's one of those guys. There's your die scratch under the chin. Are there any other markers you want me to check? Straight up and down die scratches, a pretty heavy patch of them running through the Y of Liberty. That there comment from Jessica was a hint. It says, don't miss her auction Sunday afternoon. It's going to be at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain, and 4 o'clock Pacific Time. It's going to have a lot of new stuff. A lot of good things to auction off. Scratches over Liberty. The scratches over Liberty are vertical scratches. There's no horizontal scratches that I can see. And get them turned around a little bit so you can see them a little bit better. That's what we've got. Kelly, yes, I have thought about setting up Patreon. I just don't really know exactly what to do. A die dot under the sea of scent on the reverse? I do believe so. There it is. Die dot under the sea of scent on the reverse. Now, what die do we have? Not a 59D. It's a 57D. Nope, I can't follow links right now. Just tell me the die number. Ah, you meant 57, so it's a 57D number 34. 57D number 34, there we go. Instant service for you. Now we know that they're RPM number 34, or 1MM034. That was 7. Coin number 7 went to Sireg. It was one of them. Now we're going to coin number 8, Techstar. And for Techstar, we come up with, you know, it looks like we're going to have a normal coin here pretty much. Nice die clash right there. That's it for that one. Hello, Kelly Ray. I'm doing well. A little bit on the tired side. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I'm going to have to take a nap today. There's coin number 9, Paul Hampton. And Paul Hampton pulls this one. Coins are pretty nice, relatively spot free. That is an RPM. It's a different RPM from the other. This is not the same die we have seen already. It's a minor RPM, but it is one. That's for Paul Hampton. So Paul gets the first one of that particular die in coin number 9. Now for coin number 10, going to Ryan Havoc. Fox Run Forge. How you doing, brother? Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah. It appears as though I have a nothing on this one. Okay, let's take a look at the reverse. Looks like nothing going on there. Digital books. Well, I suppose that might be interesting. I have to give that a thought. I think web content is probably what I'm after more than anything at this point. Get good web content and you get good SEO through Google. Good SEO through Google means more people find your website. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Hey, there's a nice little, what Jessica calls a baby split. Right there on the bottom of the D on the mint mark. This is yet another different die. This is our third different die to show a mint mark, an RPM. This 1957 D roll. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the rest of the obverse and then flip it over and take a look at the reverse. We never know exactly what we're going to come up with until we actually do. Baby split, Jess calls it. It's a baby split. My nose keeps hitting my microphone. I've got it set up a little bit close to me so you guys can hear me and I don't have to raise my voice. I prefer to be able to talk like this and not have to raise my voice and still have you hear me. Because if I back up, I have to speak up a lot, and I don't like doing that. Kind of like being the voice of smooth jazz. That's right. The smooth voice. Smooth talk of radio. The coin world. And coin number 12 here. Take a look at coin number 12 and see what we come up with. Who is it? Well, Bill Crusson. William Crusson is going to get this one. Hello, Thomas. T-Square. Well, that's another one of our... Yeah, that's another one of our good RPMs there. I'm going to flip this over, take a look at the reverse, and see if the C in cent has that die dot underneath it. And it does. Die dot under the C equals same RPM. This would be RPM number 1 for the roll. Die number 1 for the roll. That goes to Mr. Crusson. I'll go ahead and get that in the holder. And get out coin number 13. Coin number 13 is going to go to Wanda. Wanda. I wonder who wrote the book of love. Alright, this is going to be the same RPM as die number 3 for the roll. That's the one I pulled out, coin number 11. This is a match to that. I can tell by the die scratches I have in and around the date. Especially that one angled die scratch that runs between the 9 and the 5 and basically creates a little X shape. I recognize that one. I recognize you. So yeah, it leads me to a joke. It's coin number 14. So there was this guy with no arms wanted to find a job. And he went to the church to see if there was anything he could do for the church. And the priest said, well, if you like, we need someone to actually come up and ring the bell in the steeple of the church every day. And if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. The guy says, oh yeah, sure, anything for a job, I appreciate it. Thank you. So he comes up the next day and he climbs up the church tower. A couple of minutes later, the whole town hears the dong of the bell. And the bell ringer is now in session. He's at work. This goes on for a few weeks. And the church bell ringer keeps doing his job. And after a while, the priest is like, well, I'm not really exactly sure how he's doing this. I think I'm going to follow him up there next time and watch how he does it. So the next day, the guy comes in to ring the church bell. And the priest says, would you mind if I followed you up to work? I'd like to see your progress and see how you're doing. The guy says, oh yeah, sure. So he was all proud of his new accomplishment that he'd figured out how to ring the bell at the church. Of course, he had no arms, I already said that part. Well, he got up to the top of the steeple, and the priest came up there with him. He was sitting there in the corner watching the guy get himself ready to ring the bell. He took the rope in his mouth and moved it around to the other side of the bell. And then he backed way up. And then he backed up even further just to get an extra step. And he ran as fast as he could and hit his head right into the bell. Dong! The priest was like, I didn't really want you hurting yourself. He says, oh, it doesn't hurt. I'm fine. So I just appreciate having a job. The priest was a little concerned, but he agreed and said, okay, well, you do have the job. You are doing a fine job at it. So the next day, the guy goes up. He moves the rope over to the other side. He backs way up, runs as fast as he can, and smacks his head right into the bell. Dong! On the bell rings. So I thought, well, he's still doing the job, right? Next day he goes up there, moves the rope to the other side, backs up as far as he can, starts getting a good running start at it, and he trips on the rope, misses the bell completely, and jumps straight out the window, falls to his death right out there in the front of the church. Crowd starts gathering around. And the lady was asking this guy who was standing next to him, he says, well, is he okay? And he says, no, he's dead. The lady says, well, who was it? And the guy says, well, I don't really know the kid's name, but his face sure rings a bell. Bump. I'll let you sink that one in for a couple of minutes while I go through this coin here. Looks like we do have a minor RPM. That was horrible, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a dead ringer, wasn't it? Well, this one is another different RPM, and I'm looking here for a marker, and I see a die scratch running from the bottom corner of the D up parallel to the vest. So we can keep that going as our marker for this particular die, but it does appear that we have a fourth different die for this roll. Let's take a look at the reverse and see what we have on the reverse side, if anything. Hello, Steel 69. How things going for you, Rudy? Having a great season, huh? Steelers are doing wonderful. Of course, now I say something, they're going to get beat by somebody stupid like the Jets or something. Leave it up to the Steelers to have a nearly perfect season and they get beat by the only team that can't win a game. Here's our fourth different die. That's coin number 16. Now coin number 17 goes to Steel Horses. Exactly, Joe. That's kind of what I'm. Yeah, that was the picture I was trying to paint for you. Well, and this one's going to be one of the nothing dies. Nice clean coin though. I really like this coin. Well, except for that. Okay. Nice looking coin. Bright luster. Got a little fleck of an issue below the T of trust. But otherwise, it looks really nice. Let my scope get used to the idea that it's actually working. All right, that was a nothing, unfortunately. That's coin number 17. Now let's take a look at coin number 18 for Sureg. Coin number 18 for Sureg right here. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got another one. Another one of our RPMs. This one's already been identified by our great watchers. And our number one marker on this one is on the reverse. Of course, we could come up with a decent marker on the obverse, or as Jessica calls it, the obverse. That looks like a die crack coming down from the 5 of the date. Not sure about that. A bunch of little tiny die scratches coming out of the vest. There's one parallel to it right underneath the 9. There we go. We'll just use Eric's die scratch coming out of the throat, headed out in front of the bow tie. We'll use that. Remember that one. And then we have the die dot underneath the sea of scent. There we go. My lighting issue out of the way there. This camera likes to kind of freak out when you change the lighting that it's looking at, or change the surface that it's looking at to change the lighting. Kind of freaks out on us. Oh, I hope the Steelers make it to the Super Bowl again too, but the only problem with this season is it's going to be one of those so-called foreshortened seasons where making it to the Super Bowl only means you're so much good. It's like the baseball season was so short. Seems like we're not even close to being able to determine who's the World Series champs yet. All right, there's Mike Birchman gets the next coin. That's coin number 19. Let's take a look at it. And that's going to be not an RPM. Not a doubled eyelid. And nothing in Liberty. Let's take a look at the other side. Nothing up high, nothing down low, nothing in the middle. So we'll go ahead and mark this one up for Mike Birchman and move on to the coin number 20. Coin number 20 is going to go to Yo Man. And Yo Man picks him up. And it looks like it's going to be a normal coin. Let's keep taking a look at it and give a little bit of hope to the challenge. I'll give up right away. is definitely not looking promising. Nope. Coin number 21 now. Coin number 21 will go to Robert Adams. And this will be Robert Adams' coin. Another nope. It's yet another nope. Nothing there. Let's take a look at the other side. Nothing going on that one. That's coin number 21 now. Let's take a look at coin number 22, and this one's going to go to... Oh, I've got a couple of them flipped around here. Coin number 22 goes to Hawkeye. And let's see what Hawkeye ends up with. Oh, come on, slide over a little bit. This is one of our RPMs. Remember the diagonal die scratch next to the 9? It actually creates an X mark with another one next to the 5. This is one of our dies. This is, I believe, die number 3 as I've been collecting them. Take a look around up here, see if anything happens to pop up that wasn't on the other coin of its type. Nothing there, and we're looking at here on the reverse to see if we can catch anything that has not yet been discovered. Now, nothing doing there. We'll go ahead and put this one on the stack with the RPM 3 that we found earlier. We found 2 of them so far. This marks number 3. Number 3 of RPM number 3. And now coin number 23. Adam Connor. Adam Connor with coin number 23 finds a normal coin. No RPM on this one. No eyelid on this one either. And that's it for that. Look at the reverse real quick. The reverse side of the coin is going to net us nothing. So that's about it. Coin number 23. Now coin number 24. Coin number 24 is going to go to Bulldog. And Bulldog will get this coin right here. It's another one of our RPMs. There's our little die scratch. Die scratches. Does have a fingerprint on it though. So I guess they must have had Larry the Little Fat Boy working at the mint that day. Handled the coins with his chocolatey fingers. Hello, Sean Jerome. Oh, now looky there. That's a nice little struck through right there. Don't know what it's a struck through, but it's a struck through something. That's kind of cute right there. Nice one for sure. Let's see if there's anything else on it. There is another piece up here. So there were some flakes of something that it was being struck through. There's a piece of it that hasn't fallen away yet. Looks like extra little pieces of metal. Kelly Ray, I don't know that I would really remember much about die chips because I don't pay a whole lot of attention to them. Kind of come and go for me. I can't remember what this was. That is one of our RPMs, I do believe. Let me get it focused in. Yes, it is. Yeah, I don't generally pay a whole lot of attention to the little die cracks and die chips and things like that because they don't really hold my interest. There. Nope, that's not going to work. Trying to get my piece of board flattened out so it does a good job with coins without me having to press down on it. There's coin number 25. Coin number 25 goes to Adam Chambers. Now let me get it focused in. What do we have here? We have a maybe little RPM. I think that one was number 4 as I was stacking them up. Hey, yo, man. Yeah, we've been finding a few RPMs out of this roll. This is one of them. It's just a really little minor RPM here. Split lower serif. We have one that's a little nicer than this that we've been finding. But not anything spectacular. There's coin number 26 now for Wanda. Wanda. Another coin that's been holding hands with little Larry the Fat Kid eating chocolate at the mint all day. Puts his little paws on the coins that we end up looking through, and they got brown fingerprints all over. That little Larry the chocolate guy stuffs so much chocolate in his mouth he doesn't have time to wash his hands. Not even enough time to wash his hands between chocolate bars. So once in a while he'd break into the mint and work with the mint workers on trying to get the coins in the hoppers. Well, they didn't realize he had chocolate over his hands, but he did. And he got our coins all chocolatey looking. This one is nice. Larry the Chocolate Kid didn't get a hold of this one. This one looks pretty good. At least on the obverse it looks fine, or the obverse. I'll never get over that. Jessica calling these the front side of a coin the obverse. Nobody else in the world I know of says that. When I first heard her say it, I was wondering whether or not I had been saying it wrong all these years. That she somehow knew something about it that I didn't. But shocker. She's the one pronouncing it wrong. Shocker. All right, next in line, we have one of our minor RPMs. This is RPM number 3 for the roll. I don't have any understanding of that at all. Ub over ob. Doesn't make sense. But the word is pronounced obverse. Why would you change the pronunciation of a word just to try to make it easier? If I thought it was Treathclida and I always called it a Treathclida, would you have any idea what I was talking about if I called something a Treathclida? Why don't you go get your teeth clutter? Why don't you buy a teeth clutter for your kid? Oh, nobody knows what a teeth clutter is. Because everybody else calls it a tricycle. That wasn't anything. Don't pay attention to that. That noise didn't happen. Gosh, what was this? I keep forgetting. Get through these coins and I can't remember what I'm doing. Okay, that's number 3. Okay. I get it. I got it. Good. Good. There we go. Mike Birchman. Wow. Nice clean example of that RPM. That's RPM number 1 for the roll. This is what I've been catching. I've got, 8 or 10 of these now. It's been a quite productive roll. My grandmother had a teeth clutter at her store. I wanted it real bad. They bought it for me eventually. I wrote it when I was 4, 5, 6 years old. Loved my little teeth clutter. Little teeth clutter had Bugs Bunny on the front of it. I remember that. And so I keep calling it a teeth clutter. You guys eventually get used to the idea that I call it a teeth clutter, but you'll still think I'm a little bit off my rocker because I'm not calling it a tricycle. But I think teeth clutter is easier to say. There's another one. Here we go. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. This roll has been very, very good to me. Brockage. I think so. I'm not really sure. I'm not that big on errors. I don't do much with errors. I generally can tell you what an error is, generally, and sometimes I am actually right about that. But yeah, not very often. And I stay away from errors. Errors are not my gig. Head spinning, had to pop my neck. All right, coin number 31. And coin number 31 goes to Steel Horses. Let's take a look at coin number 31 and see what we have on it. This is a not RPM. Nothing on that side. Let's take a look at the other side, see what happened on the reverse on this coin. Not likely we're going to find anything on the reverse, but you never know. It's like a few coins ago, ran into that one little one that was a struck through. This one's kind of a struck through too, right there on the rim. You know, sometimes those struck throughs, when they're really dramatic, you can bring $10, $15, $20 for one. Especially the ones that you can see very easily with the naked eye. That's going to be an impressive one. Coin number 32 now. 32 goes to Sireg. Got Sireg up for another coin here. Let's see what we have. Nope, nothing there. Nothing on the obverse. And now for the reverse. That's another one I've been through a number of times. It's either a reverse or it's a reverse. Depending on which way you say that, I guess it doesn't matter. How do you tell structure from bag damage? I'm not really sure what you're asking. You talking about the like the coins that had the indentions in them that were caused by the strike itself versus something that was caused by damage? Is that what you're asking? Sean Jerome, you are perfectly welcome to do whatever coin auctions you want to do on YouTube. Use your channel, get your customers together, and broadcast to them. Nobody discourages that. And there could be some people who do, but they're just weirdos. So that was for Bill Crusson. We got a die number 3 RPM. I'll put that on the pile for the die 3 RPMs. And on to coin number 34. 34 goes to Joe McBride. And Joe McBride picks him up a big fat goose egg on this one. I know this die. Those die scratches between the 9 and the vest. I remember them from other coins, on which we found nothing. And that's something to understand, something to remember. You get a die that has a particular marker on it, and that particular marker is likely to stick with that die for quite a while. So if you see another coin with the exact same mark on it in the exact same spot, then you're pretty certain that you got a coin minted with the same die. Well, that sort of thing is what we call a die marker. You can have 2 or 3 die markers and still be successful. I usually try to use 10 or 12 different die markers for you so that you can very easily walk through your collection and ascertain the coins that you have. Figure out what die numbers they are. I put his back under the scope because I can't remember what I said about it. Round the RPM we go. Gotta get refocused so I can see it. Okay, this was a nothing. Alright, that's coin number 34. Now for coin number 35. We're going to go to Hawkeye for that one. Now see folks, for those of you who just getting used to this, just getting into it really, for all of the coins that I'm pulling out here that are repunch mint marks, if we happen to have a better coin here that shows it better than the one that is being used as the plate coin, or it happens to be a plate coin for which there are no original images on our server because a couple of years ago we had a little bit of disagreement with the guy who was actually helping run the website, and we kind of just let him go by his own way about things with the work that he had done, and now we don't have cross-reference to most of the earlier material that was photographed, and some of the photographs are actually pretty bad. So this is that same coin again. I keep forgetting. So we're going to be going back through these rolls and going back through the die assignments on these rolls and adding your photographs, actually my photographs of your coins that you won during my reveals, giving you guys a plate coin designation for the coins that were done that way. I do believe we have a nice RPM here. We do. It's a little flattened on the lower mint mark, but it is the same repunch mint mark as before. Just taking a look at this area here real quick to see if there's any good markers I can pull by looking straight up and down on the date, because that die scratch is a little difficult to use. I do have one coming out of the nose. I guess I could use that. I know we've got them up by In God We Trust. I know we've got them over by Liberty, but I don't want to have to move away from the date very far to find a decent marker. got nothing else there. But that is a die number 1 for this roll. So we'll put on the die number 1 stack. And coin number 37 will go to Robert Adams. Robert Adams will pick this coin up, and this one happens to be a nothing coin out of this roll. Don't see anything at all there. Nope. A little die break on the bottom of the E of 1, or of cent actually. Right there. You can see it coming up off the top of the lower leg of the E headed toward the N. All right, now coin number 38, Ryan Havoc. And especially at the mint mark area. Not sure that I trust that one way or the other. I guess I'll hold it out and see. It looks like it could possibly be an RPM, but I kind of doubt it. Let my light get adjusted here. Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to take a good close look at it later. I have seen a couple of other coins from this die in this roll, and I did not recognize those as RPMs, so I'll have to go back through the roll and look at all of these and see that I didn't make a bad call on this one. If I did, I'll pull them all out. And you'll get them. Ryan Havoc, coin number 38 now. On to coin number 39. Coin number 39 goes to Thomas Squared, T2. He's getting one of them. That's a nice one. Nice example of that RPM 1 for the roll. Alright, nothing there but our beautiful little repunch mint mark. So we're going to put it in a holder for Thomas. And it is going to be put on the stack with the other RPM ones for the roll. Now onto coin number 40. Coin number 40 is going to go to Sureg. And he gets one of them. Another RPM number 1 for the roll. Alright, and that's coin number 40. Some splitting under the D. You mean on the bottom of the D? On this coin, or what? Are we talking about something else, Sean? This is not one of them here. Well, nothing going on there either. That's 441. Who goes to Yo Man? Now, coin number 42, Adam Chambers. Adam Chambers gets one of our minor RPM number 3 for the roll. Die number 3 for the roll. It has a split lower serif. And it sports a gray bottom with a red top and white accents. And Pearls by Dior. There you go, the reverse. Not much of a show to see, as expected. Flip back over, remind myself of which die I just found. It was die number 3, okay. Die number 3 for the roll. Oh. It was in the holder. Only spilled to my lap. It was already in the holder. And here we go. Put it on the die number 3 stack. Now coin number 43. Coin number 43. What do we have for coin number 43? Looks like it's going to be a normal one, unfortunately. Nothing there. Now, coin number 44. Goes the Yo Man. And looks like Larry, the little fat kid with the chocolate, got a hold of this one. A little bit of a fingerprint on this. Yeah, stupid Larry. You know that's right. Sometimes they just pop out this way, and I don't know why, but I really don't like it. Just whoever was grabbing the coins that day had to have been wiping their brow with sweat on it, or I don't know, maybe they were just getting finished with a lunch of fried chicken. Didn't wash their hands before they went back to work. Timothy Morrell. Yeah, it's coin number 45. Let's flip the right side over here. Okay, come on. Behave. Alright. Oh, bad coins get to stand in the corner. Yeah, my hands are so dry I can barely pick up a coin with them. There's just not much going on my fingers. Listen. Dry as they come. Wash my hands at least 4 or 5 times a day. At least. This whole 20-second thing, well, yeah, I guess it takes 20 seconds if you don't know what you're doing. If you've never washed your hands before, it might take 20 seconds to get it right. No, sir, no such thing as a D over S for 1964. They'd stopped using the S mint mark for quite a number of years by then. Okay. Turns out that's just a normal one. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. They want to put it in the wrong place. Coin number 46 goes to Wanda. A Wanda. Another normal one. Let me get this focus back in. There we go. Close enough for government work. Well, nothing there. Let's keep taking a look around the extremity of the design. Perhaps we may find something there. If it's there, I'm not seeing it, unfortunately. Okay, that's coin number 46. Now, number 47. Coin number 47 goes to our very own Bulldog. Now, there's one of our nice little RPMs. It's RPM number 1 for the roll. We'll have to let you know that if you end up just by some chance happening to get a dog hair in with your coins, it is free. You don't have to chase me down to pay for it. And it does belong to Sherman. Have I ever used liquid gloves? No, I haven't. For me, it's an experience thing. You know, I've been doing this thing for so long now that it's just second nature for me to do proper handling on coins. Oops, except for that. And, you know, I generally know what's going to hurt a coin and what won't. I've just been around them for a long time. Here's Adam Chambers now. Adam Chambers gets a nothing coin that's been handled by Larry the little fat kid with the chocolate bars. Told Larry to come get his roll. We'll do another one. Well, you made a fine mess out of this, Larry. Got nothing else going on there. Take a look at that mint mark again, just to be sure. And I am now very sure. This one's going to get tossed in the pile of deplorables. Things that are very normal and work very well. They're just not weird, odd, or strange in any way. At least I believe that was the definition of deplorable. There's another one. What was the number we gave this, Eric? Or are you still here? It's 1mm037, I believe. 34 or 37 we discussed. Have to go back and watch that part of the presentation again. 34, okay. Joe says it was 34. 57D 1mm034. Very nice, too. Got a bunch of them to pick from here. If my photos aren't the best, then I'll be able to come back and find good coins to photograph. But I have a feeling if it's a number 34, it's going to be more modern pictures. And they're going to be the larger style, which are fine with me. And in general, I don't just replace pictures to be replacing pictures. I do it only for good reason. And now the last coin in the roll. This is coin number 50. We've been 1 hour and 8 minutes on this broadcast. Actually, we didn't get started till a couple of minutes late, so maybe 1 hour and 5 minutes. So we're doing better for time now. And this is a nothing, not an RPM, not a double die on the obverse. And then on the reverse, looking for the coin. Boy, I cannot trust my sense of touch anymore. I've lost my touch. And it looks like we have nothing on this coin, so we're going to end up this roll. Doing a pretty good bit of justice. We found a relatively minor RPM. We called it RPM 1 for the roll. It's going to be 1957D, 1mm034. Got coins numbered 49, 47, 40, 39, 36, 30, 29, 24, 18, 12, 7, 3, and 1. The name on 50, sorry. Mr. Connor. Adam Connor. Coin number 50. The names on this RPM number 1 that we found in this roll, which is actually 1mm34. Bulldog, Adam Connor, Surreg, Bill Crusson, Surreg, Bulldog, Mike Birchman, Paul Hampton, Robert Adams, Thomas, Surreg, Bulldog, and Farm Dog. And that's on that RPM we were calling number 1. Here's the one that we were calling number 2. And it may be another die that's already in this roll, and I just haven't recognized it, but it's going to be coin number 9. And coin number 9 goes to Paul Hampton. And then our little RPM 3 with all the really strong die scratches around the date. We've got on this one, let me get my thing over in the right place. And I got number 42, number 33, 28, 22, 13, and 11. And for names on that, we've got Tim Morrell, Wanda, Hawkeye, Farm Dog, Bill Crescent, and Adam Chambers. And then die number 4, or Extraneous, which was a really mushy looking die. We're going to have Bill Crescent and Adam Chambers. It's going to be coins numbered 26 and 15, 26 and 25, I'm sorry. Looking right at it, I can't say it. And then we have a stack of normal coins. There we go. And that's it for that. I'm going to have to take a little bit longer between now and my next reveal. So I'm going to reschedule my next reveal for another hour forward. That won't affect anything. I don't think we've only got 2 reveals scheduled for today, I believe. And if we have 3, I'll move the other one to tomorrow afternoon. But anyway, that's what we've got for now. I hope to see you back later today when we get exercises for muscle memory. Got your sense of touch. You've lost. Just letting you know I'm losing my muscle memory. Was trying on some things on YouTube just to try to be helpful for you. Okay, well, I appreciate that. I will definitely look into that for sure. I think it's probably just because I'm really tired. I haven't gotten very much sleep. So I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a great afternoon. And you guys be well.